What's up, gorgeous people? Kristin here, and as always, I am so excited to see your gorgeous faces. And I know, even though I cannot see you, that you are absolutely flawless because you are made in the image of God. And I hope you're excited for this video because I'm kind of excited for this video. What we're doing is this full look of a beginner's makeup tutorial. I just think that it'll be a gem. We're also going to talk about why it is so important to love yourself before you can even love your neighbor. Let's get into it. Okay, I'm gonna just let y'all know how this is gonna go. You might hear my dog, you might hear other dogs. It is a beautiful day outside, and I have my dog kind of tucked away for the moment because she just likes to bring you her toys to play, but as of right now, it's not playtime. So, just an FYI, if you hear her, she is fine, she is fed, she went potty, she's good. But yeah, so let's get into this beginner makeup tutorial. What I will say is that every single one of these products, if they are available online, they will be linked down below. I'll also make sure, I'll probably put it up here somewhere where you can find out the exact shades that I use, just so that you're aware of everything if we're skin compatible. So, first things first, we are going to start out with a primer. Now, I literally do a high-low type of vibe when I do my makeup. Some of the products cost $2, some of them cost $32, like this primer. But some other good dupes, again, will be linked in my like to know it. But while we're doing this, again, we're going to be very short and sweet, but the Lord just, the last couple days has been putting on my heart, just because it is February. February is like love month. There's Valentine's, there's Galentine's, like there's all of these things. But the Bible literally strictly commands us to love one another, right? Love your neighbor, all of those things. However, there is one verse, and I'm gonna have it here on the screen, but it says, love one another as you love yourself. And sometimes I feel like we miss that at times, right? We miss the little asterisk that says you have to love yourself first. And I don't think that you can truly and fully love anybody else, any person, anybody, anything, if you don't know how to actually love yourself. So that's what we're gonna get into. Now the thing about it is, I think I just started loving myself, if we're gonna be completely honest. And I can honestly say that because there have been so many different seasons in my life and so many things that I've like been, you know, unhappy with, and things that I would have wished were different. And not to say that everything is perfect now, because that is absolutely not the case. However, I do feel like there is a sense of just awareness that I have for myself. Also, I literally don't have a mirror. I don't have anything. So I'm trying to do my makeup. So if y'all see me looking at my phone, it's because I'm using my phone as a mirror. Duh. But yeah, like I was saying, literally not everything is perfect right now. However, I have found such a deep identity in who God has called me to be. And I feel like for years I was running from who God actually called me to be. And that's just out of fear, that's out of insecurities. Like, that is nothing new. If you literally can run down a whole list of people in the Bible, they all got fears and insecurities. Literally, Moses was like, I can't let the people go and let the people free because I got a stutter. I got a speech impediment. So there are so many things that we put on ourselves to hold ourselves back. However, if we truly dive into the identity that God has created us as his masterpiece, we are fearfully and wonderfully made, like we were created for good works that were set before us. If we truly believe that, it is so much easier to love yourself instead of convincing yourself that you don't deserve love, you're not capable of loving yourself, especially when you're trying to give love to others. Like, that's my only thing here. We're gonna talk about how you can't obey the commandment of trying to give love to others until you love yourself. So, by the way, my eye pencil is from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the Brow Definer in the shade Ebony. So we do our brows first because we let our primer set. You want it to get a little bit tacky so that when you put your foundation on and you put your concealer on, it sticks very well. That's like the general idea of makeup. Now, since this is beginner, we are literally just gonna do it super easy. Like, I'm gonna show you just the basics if you just wanna get out the house in about 10 to 15 minutes. Now this, because I'm talking to you guys, it will take me a little bit longer. I think it might take me about 10 or 15 minutes, but if I wasn't talking to you guys, I'd probably be out of here in about between 5 to 7 minutes. And this is even something that I can do in the car. Like, I've done it so many times like that. But so yeah, this is a skin tint that we're using as our foundation. This is from Maybelline, so this is drugstore. I do think it's like a little bit on the pricier end of drugstore, maybe, like, I don't know, I think it's like $17. However, it gives a very luminous coverage, if you can see that. Now, my thing is, I am showing y'all how to do a makeup for a girl who likes like a glowy coverage. If a matte vibe is your thing, you can stay for the chat, but you're probably not going to like this makeup, because I'm a very glowy, makeup, dewy kind of girl. Like, that's just my vibe. So now we know that we need to have our identity rested in Jesus, and he will give us the ability to love beyond. Now, another thing that was super difficult for me when I even thought about like loving myself was that the enemy always loves to bring up stuff that I did in the past, right? The enemy loves to bring up things that Jesus literally laid his life down on the cross for. And that can just bring so many feelings of guilt, of shame, of embarrassment, of condemnation. And literally, the Lord did not die for those things. Jesus did not lay down his life so that we could live in bondage and live in shame and live in guilt. Like, that was absolutely not what the Lord even created us for. He wouldn't have created us if he wanted us to live that way. So as you can see, this is just my little concealer, how we put it on, a little bit on the chin, forehead, underneath the eyes, and then underneath the cheekbones, because that's going to heighten it. And then before we actually blend that out, I'm going to take my concealer stick. Again, everything will be either listed here or in the description box, but my concealer is from Ulta Beauty, and then this concealer stick is Black Radiance. And I push up, and I literally put a little bit on the brush because you don't need a lot, you know, just to have like that idea. So I push up. So if y'all can see that we have a lot of definition, and then you can also take it and go right under the jawline. Really easy like that. So what they say is like a 3 on your face. Also, if I'm looking at me and not at the camera, it's because I'm trying to see. But yes, a little 3 on your face, and that is the idea of how you can contour. So I'm also going to be using my wet beauty blender to blend out my concealer. I love this beauty blender. I actually got the recommendation from a professional makeup artist on the day of my wedding. These came from Amazon. I literally think they were 10 bucks for a pack of like 5 or 6 of them. And they're incredible. I don't know, they're just so good. She even gave it to me on my wedding day. She was like, oh yeah, girl, you can take it. And I was like, girl, I'm about to go buy these. But it was cool just to have, like, do little touch-ups and stuff like that. So what I'm doing is I'm just blending out the concealer and just doing it really lightly, but pressing into the skin so that it can like blend and melt very well. Now the thing about this is having it damp allows it to blend almost seamlessly into your foundation. And now if we were going deeper, if we were gonna do like a more intermediate / advanced makeup, then we would probably go in with another layer of concealer and a brighter color to truly give us like a highlight. And you can let me know down in the comments if you want like an intermediate level, because then we're gonna highlight our brow. Like, we're doing all the things. Right now it's just beginner. This is easy, just to kind of get you in and out. So now that we have our cream product set, oh, I'm forgetting one. I am literally forgetting my favorite cream product. I don't know how I could do that. Cream blush. Cream blush. And so this is from Tower 28. Y'all can see like this, I'm using her. I love her. And so I'm just gonna pat a little bit on the cheeks. Of course it helps if you are smiling so that you can literally just see the spots that you want to highlight. But with blush, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, like I go crazy when it comes to the blush, just because I literally feel like you can never have too much color. So this is just super easy to apply as well, and I feel like cream blushes are a little bit easier. We're just verifying, we're making sure. But cream blushes are a little bit easier than powder blushes because you can build upon them. I actually feel the same way about cream products in general. I feel like that you can build upon them, which is super helpful. So now I have these cute little individual triangle sponges. Now, what's cool about these is that I think I literally got them from Dollar Tree. But there's another brand that they also have on Amazon that will be linked. So I won't be able to link these, I don't think. But I'm gonna use this for my powder, just to kind of set what we've already done. And this is a really gangster. This girl been through it. The mirror's cracked. But I love this palette. It's a drugstore palette from Kokie Cosmetics. I want to say I might have even gotten this from like Five Below or something. And so what we're gonna do is take the brighter colors. So because I have like a peachy to almost neutral undertone, I can go cool and I can go warm on certain days. I'm gonna use this peach color and then kind of mix it in with the lightest deep color, and that's going to be like my highlight color. So if you kind of see, we are highlighting the parts in which we concealed. So just be careful with this. This is kind of where it can get a little wonky. That's why I'm going really slow and talking through it, because you don't want to over highlight. You've heard of that term maybe called like flashback, when you take your pictures after your makeup's done and you look like a ghost. We don't want that. So that's why I'm definitely going in with this darker color after doing the peach, just because we do want it to blend and set really well. But as you can see, even though we're going for a luminous and glowy finish, applying the powder still kind of just makes it look a little bit more put together. And then I'm gonna take a fluffier little angled brush and go into the two deepest colors, and that's how we're just going to powder our contour. Now the reason we do this is just because it, one, holds in the makeup, but then two, it doesn't make you super shiny throughout the day. Like, again, I love shiny, I love luminous, it's so hard to explain, but I do still like to cover up with powder just to kind of make everything set easier. Once we do that, I probably will go in with just a little bit more blush. This is a blush stick from e.l.f. Just to bring that color back. I didn't realize there was a mirror in this. I would have been using this the whole time. And then we're just gonna blend that out so that we have that color back. Now what's really cool about this specific blush stick, one, the coolest part about it is that it's $5. And then the second coolest thing about it is that it's a luminous blush stick. So it actually includes like, almost like a little shimmer vibe. So if you're a highlighter type of person, we're gonna use a little bit of highlighter. But if you didn't want to use highlighter, you could literally just stop at this step. If you like highlighter, then you can go a little bit further and add it on. Now, favorite highlighter in the game, this is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlight Powder. This is the color, because it's just incredible. I think the color is Mega Glow. Oh no, Precious Petals. Precious Petals. I think I literally get it from like CVS or Walgreens, maybe even Walmart. And she just is so beautiful. And we just apply that to the top of where we applied our blush. So as you can see, I'm gonna look up here for a second, but as you can see, the part where my face catches the light are typically the parts that you wanna highlight. So I even do a little bit on my Cupid's bow, and then under my eyebrows. Now again, if this wasn't beginner, we'd go a little bit more in depth with our eyebrows, but this is just something, you know, quick and easy. And for that reason, you know, we're just gonna do and cover the basics. Hopefully this is helpful. I know I'm going fast, but that's just because I didn't want to keep y'all that long. But literally just going back to what I was saying, you know, it's we can learn how to love ourselves better, and loving ourselves looks completely different to each one of us, and that's just because we were all created differently. So for me, loving myself just means taking out time to read. It means taking out time to sit and do my makeup and do my skincare routine. It means putting money aside and saving so that I can go get a facial or go get a massage. It just means that I am being intentional about things that make me happy and things that bring me joy. It definitely means like I am spending way more time in worship. I'm spending way more time in my Bible because I'm learning about the person who created me, the actual, you know, God literally of the universe, and the one who allowed me to be me, right? Because all of this, like, we're just allowed all of this. We're allowed all of this time. We're allowed this life. No, don't get me wrong. I have had my fair share of trials. I have had my fair share of tribulations. We will go through that one day. But yeah, like there have been multiple things. And like I said, like some seasons are definitely easier than others. But I'm really glad I started learning this even before I got married. I do think it's very important to know how to love yourself, because then you can recognize people who will love you in the right way, in the way that you desire to be loved. Like that is super important. And then the way you should be loved, really. So just if you're single, I would definitely try to be very intentional about learning to love yourself, very intentional about being deeply rooted in your identity in Christ, and just very intentional about yourself. Literally point blank period, be intentional about yourself. Like literally, I don't know what else to say other than that. It's just like God gave us a command, love your neighbor as you love yourself. So that means if you only have a little bit of love for yourself, that means you only have a little bit of love to give to somebody else. And fair, we'll take the somebody else, right? They'll take what you have, but wouldn't it be great to love in abundance because God loves us in abundance? I think so. So this part, I'm assuming, is a little self-explanatory, but we're just doing a little mascara on the top part of our lashes, our upper lashes. I don't really put mascara on the bottom part of my lashes, just because honestly, if we're being completely and truly honest, I don't like mascara. It's probably my least favorite makeup product out of all the makeup products. And then we're gonna follow it up, because we're done with our face, with a little setting spray. All right, and let that in. I do sometimes take the bottom of my beauty blender, just in case there's any like actual wet spots from the setting spray, and I just kind of pat everything in. Also, I do think this helps actually lock in the setting spray as well. So if you do want that like all night finish, this will definitely be helpful for that. And lastly, for lips, I'm just going to wipe off my lips a little bit, just because sometimes when you're blending, makeup can get on them. And then I'm going to be using one of my favorite lip pencils, again at drugstore. If you hear anything from me, you're gonna need this lip liner. It's from NYX, and the color is Club Hopper. And I do a really good line. On my bottom, I kind of overline. And then on the top, I follow my Cupid's bow. I mean, I don't even know how a $4, $5 lip liner can be this good, because I am literally used to buying $20 lip liners from MAC. But this one is honestly comparable. And then, y'all, my lip gloss is gone. She's empty. Hold on, can y'all I need y'all to see. Yeah, she's empty. But we're gonna try and pull what we can. Now, I will go and buy another one of these glosses as well, because I truly think this is one of the perfect nudes, one of the most perfect nudes. Really, really pretty. And then I love to layer my glosses. It's just something that's fun for me. It's like, it's giving growth therapy, right? And so this gloss is a Maybelline Lifter Gloss. The other one was Neutrogena, this one's Maybelline, and they're both drugstore. And then, it's gonna sound crazy, but we mix it in so that it can blend, and then I give it a good blot. And then if I need to go in just a little bit with like a really little bit for the topper, I will. I don't like super crazy overgloss lips, but I do love the color that both of them give together. And with that, we are done. We have completed a beginner's makeup routine, and hopefully this is easy to follow. Hopefully you heard some gems on how you can start loving yourself. Let me know in the comments if you give this look a try. Again, every single product that I used will be linked in the description box so you can go find it. And I thank you so much for joining me today. I love you truly from the deepest bottom of my heart. I love you so much, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Do all the things so that I can see you in the next video. Bye.